Hello everyone, Calvinator here and welcome to another Mastering MFL video, and today we are going to talk about individual player instructions. This is a new feature in Season 3 of MFL, and what I want to do in this video is just go over them while I set up my player instructions for CD Ganaderos, one of my stone clubs. So this is the menu of CD Ganaderos. We're gonna talk about the tactical setup, team instructions, player instructions. Of course, I'm gonna out myself a little bit, but I also, with my tactics, but I also stack this team a bit too much. So I deserve it if people know my tactics and try to hack the system. That is all right with me. So yeah, let's dive into it. And I think before we talk about individual player instructions, we also have to look at the team instructions and what it influences and what you can change. So let's look at the team instructions. This is all balanced, and in at the middle, I didn't change anything to this. The question now with individual player instructions is how much are you gonna start kind of messing with the team instructions, or are there some you don't touch? So what I feel like is that, for example, the long shots, the crossing, the dribbling, those belong now more in the individual player instructions, while bigger ones like attacking with, of course, team depth, compactness, they are still a team instruction. Also press, I would make that a more individual choice. Aggressiveness, same. Clearances, maybe also. So a lot of it will be moved to a player instruction, and I just leave it mostly balanced, but some I will put on like no or less. So for example, in general, I want everyone to stop taking long shots. Apart from the guys that tell to take more long shots, the guy with high shooting that are more specialized in it. Same with the dribbling. In general, I don't want players to dribble a lot, apart from the guys that I tell that they can dribble a lot. So that's also more individual based. And the crossing, maybe too, but I think balance is okay. In general, there is a chance to cross. Any player should always try to do a cross. So I'll keep that at balanced. Directness, that's more of a team instruction. I have to make my mind up, and also the attacking with, the team depth, the compactness. It's also an individual player instruction, but I think in general I often keep this balanced too. So I think when you start doing player instructions, also take a look at your team instructions because they work in harmony. Full disclosure, I also have to test way more, play around way more. I'm just sharing my thoughts, how I'm approaching it right now. Okay, so that's the team instructions. Let's look at the individual player instructions. And let's start with the striker, and then we work our way down. So Lambert is our striker. I play in a 4-2-3-1. Of course, that also influences a lot the way you use your player instructions. So let's look at Lambert. So what do I want him to do? Let's say as a striker, you also have to take a look at his shots. So he has a pretty good shooting, could be better. Also a pretty decent passing, all right pace and dribbling, but pretty much an all-round striker. So let's see, what would I change for him? Position freedom is an interesting one. Do you want your striker to move everywhere over the field? Of course, he has to move to be able to receive the ball and to play, to join the game. So for sure, I would not give him low. I don't want him to be so static. I want a bit more fluid attacks, a bit more dynamic attacks. So whether I put him on medium or high, I'm thinking high, that he can really move a lot as a striker. He can maybe change positions with Hidalgo, which is my cam. I want him to be static and make gaps and make runs. In real football, I also would like my strikers to do that. I also play as a striker. I also do that as a striker. So I want him to have high position freedom and risk, because he plays so much, high up the field. It doesn't really matter if he loses the ball. So I rather that he takes some risks than be conservative. That's not really a point. Although balance might also be a good option, but he has a pretty decent passing rate. So I'm going to put him at risky. Dribbling, more balanced. I would rather have him like move a lot and be available than dribble and hold the ball, because his dribbling is also pretty bad. So just balanced. Crossing is more, well, balanced. Depends if he moves out from position with that decent passing. Long shots, balanced, because he has an alright shooting but not too high. And directness is more like this team instruction, what I said. And I want him to press a lot as a striker, just press a lot. I'm alright with that. I also anticipated this team is going to be like one of the better teams in the league. So I want to play a bit more attacking with more higher press. So I'm going to put him, most of the top line, I'm going to put on higher press. So more often. Aggressiveness is more like a team setting. Clearance as well. He doesn't even have to deal with that as a striker. Probably more as a team instruction. So he's going to do more risky passes and he's going to move a lot all over the field. And that's what Lambert's going to do. Hidalgo as a number 10. I want him to also make runs and get into this position, the striker position. And in general, I want those front four to be very dynamic and fluid and change positions and kind of give the defense a tough time like that. So let's look at Hidalgo. So also high position freedom. I want him to move around a lot. Also a bit more risky passing because he's high up the field and he should take some risks to create chances. Dribbling. I don't think he's so good at dribbling. Well, 80 dribbling, so he's pretty good. And 70 passing, 69 shooting too. So he can also dribble a lot. He's my creative player. So we're going to say he can dribble a lot, he can take risky passes, and he has a high position of freedom. I think every number 10 should be like this. Then, of course, also he should join Lambert with the pressing, aggressiveness as team, clearance as team. So as you see, I'm mostly changing those settings. Crossing is also balanced whenever he has the chance. Shots, he's not super good with shooting. So when he sees a chance, he might take a shot that's unbalanced. Okay, apply to that. Then we have Molano and Blom, and they're very interesting players. So if you look at Blom, he has very high shooting, 80 for dribbling, 75 passing. He's really a great player. But yeah, he's 74 overall because of that defense. But he is very skilled, and the same goes for Molano. If we look at Molano, 86 dribbling, 79 shooting, 77 passing. They're really great wingers, and I also want them to dribble a lot, take chances, be a real menace to the defense. So those front four, they're gonna have a lot of freedom. They're gonna do risky passes. They're great at passing. He can also, well, his shooting is also pretty okay, so take more long shots and dribble a lot. They're gonna be super, attacking, a lot of freedom, attacking freedom to do whatever they want and join in the high press. And then the same for Blom, high passing risk, a lot of freedom, a lot of dribbling, a lot of long shots, and join in the press. So those four guys I put super, let's say, aggressive attacking, pressing, taking shots whenever they can, dribble a lot. I want those front four to really be my main attacking force. Of course, if you are one of the worst teams in your league, maybe reduce it to maybe two guys, and then the other should be a bit more organized. But I feel like I'm going to be one of the better teams, so I'm going to give them tons of freedom to dribble, move around, and create chances like that. Now we move to the more defensive part of my team, and now it's going to be more interesting. CDMs, I have three. CDMs, Yoko, Nuak, and Sinistera. They're pretty fast, all of them. I should move down, but yeah, they're pretty fast, all of them. They also have kind of decent passing, decent defense is good. And one with the highest passing, which is Noak probably. I want him to be a bit more static, maintain a position. While Yoko, who has kind of a bit worse passing. Well, he might also be, he has higher defense. Okay, maybe I'm going to change it around. He has 80 physical and 75 defense. So forget what I just said. Yoko is going to be more of a holding midfielder, and Noak is more moving around, closing some gaps. He's going to move around more. So what does it look like? I'm going to give Yoko low position freedom. I want him to stay in that spot and kind of maintain that space. Normal passing risk, or maybe more conservative, that for sure you keep the ball there or balanced. Long shot is all like the team, what I said. Crossing is just balanced whenever he has a chance. Not too much dribbling, he should kind of stay in that position. And also balance with the press. So those 4 guys are going to press a lot, he's more going to keep the balance in that midfield. So I apply that to him. And then Noak is going to be more of a box-to-box player. So we're going to give him also high position freedom, balanced passing, maybe not too risky. He can also join in the press. He's a bit more that box-to-box. And dribble is balanced whenever he has a chance. So this looks good. So the plan is those 4 are going to attack a lot. Noak is kind of maybe joining them sometimes and joining the press. Yoko stays here to control this space. And now we're moving to the 2 center backs. And I think I'm going to do a bit of a similar divide there. So Bucek, if we look at this guy, Bucek is pretty okay with dribbling, very good defense, physical passing is very bad. And you look at my other main starting center back, he's very fast, defense, physical, pretty good, but also very bad passing. So they want to be both conservative with the passing, but the guy with the highest shooting, so let me check again, 35, Bucek and Kavanaugh has 29. Okay, they're both very bad, but one could have a bit more freedom with the dribbling to maybe close, help Yoko in this midfield, or maybe even join a corner or a free kick. And one again is going to maintain the space. So Yoko is here, so then maybe Bucek, I'm going to give him medium or maybe high position of freedom, while the other one is more like a holding center back. Or maybe I keep it at medium and the other low. I think that's a better divide. Pressing, balanced, because we are an attacking team. In general, we'll play with a kind of a balanced, like a press, I mean, so we're going to keep it balanced. Dribble less often, no shots, cross less often, and be very conservative if you're passing. I just want them to be, not have the ball too much, just defend. But one I'm going to give more freedom, which is Bucek, to maybe move around, maybe join some corners. And Kavanaugh, he has a low position, he really has to maintain that space. Conservative passing, no risks from those guys. Also balanced press, cross less, dribble less, take less long shots. Just don't do too much of the ball. Give it to a guy who is better with the ball. Babu and Chizievsky, they are right back and left back. And let's look finally at their things. Also passing risk, maybe a bit balanced. They can come up a little bit more. Medium also, not too much freedom, but they can come up, join an attack sometimes. So I put them balanced medium, balanced in the press. No long shots, balanced crossing. When they join the attack, of course, you want them to cross sometimes when they have opportunity. Balance of the dribbling, backs need to dribble a little bit. So I save it there. Same here, balanced. Balance of the press, balanced crossing, balanced dribbling, take less long shots, and apply. So those guys sometimes can join. They are like kind of join the midfield, maybe cross from here. They kind of stay, the center backs. Yoko will stay, Noah can join an attack. Finally, the goalie. You can also give instructions to the goalie. Before the goalie had barely any instructions about him. Now we have 2 instructions. So finally the goalie, directness based on the team, I think, although I'd rather have him a bit more controlled. But let's do it from the team. And clearances, I also have to figure it out a little bit more with the team. What I'm gonna do So I'm not going to change that a lot. Alright, so this is how I'm going to set up this team with player instructions, see the Ganaderos. Hopefully this gave you some ideas for your own teams, how you can approach this. Again, I did not test so much. I also don't know if this is really going to work. I'm just shining my light as like someone who knows football and who knows a bit football tactics, how I would set it up. But yeah, let's see if it's gonna work. Let me know how you approach it, what your thoughts are in the comments below. Of course, like, subscribe. That would really help to make the channel grow, and see you next time.